Hi everyone, it's Maddie. Today I'm here with a ridiculously large book haul from RT Booklovers Convention 2014 and a mini announcement. This mini announcement pertains to Bookbusters. Each month we usually pick a genre from our genre calendar and then choose a book from that genre to read that month. But this month we are doing a special month where we chose an indie author's book that we're going to be reading. They're actually not indie anymore. They were recently picked up by a publisher, but we're reading it before it has been distributed by the publisher. Branded by Abby Kettner and Missy Kalakiski. We are going to be reading this throughout the month of July. At the end of July on Grace from Loving Dem Books' channel, we will be discussing it. The live show is on July 26th from 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because the authors will be joining us for the last 30 minutes or so of the chat to talk about the book. We are going to be doing a giveaway of Branded with Abby Kettner and Missy Kalakiski. If you watch the live show, I believe you have to ask a question to be added into this giveaway. Now on to the haul. If you've watched my RT Booklovers Convention vlog and story time, you will know that I got 36 free books, but one of them I gave to Gabby and the other I'm giving someone as a gift. So today I'm here to show you 34 books that I got from RT Booklovers Convention. That's an insane amount. I did not think I would get that much. Because there are so many books, I will probably be giving light summaries for each, as I like to give summaries in my book hauls, but it won't be very extensive because there are lots of books and this haul would be 30 minutes long, and I don't want that. The first book is Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This book is about a girl who was kidnapped with her best friend, and then she appears a couple years later with absolutely no memory of her life before, and so she tries to piece back her life, but someone out there doesn't want her to. The Gathering by Kelly Armstrong. I'm actually not exactly sure what this is about. I think it is about witches or vampires. I can't even really tell from the cover because it's just a girl looking into the sunset. Everneath by Brody Ashton. This is a retelling of the Persephone myth in which Persephone eats a fruit that's in hell and she is forced to stay there 6 months out of the year. An extra copy of Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. If you watched one of my hauls a while back, I hauled my own copy of Shadow and Bone, so I got another one in a bag and I decided to get it signed to the Marvelous Reader because I may or may not be doing a giveaway on this when I hopefully read and review Shadow and Bone. Shadows by Isla J. Bick. Okay, this cover doesn't have much on it, but look how cool. It's like sideways. This is the second book in the Ashes trilogy. I don't really know what it's about because I didn't want to read the summary. I don't have the first book, and I don't want to spoil myself, so I will probably have to get the first one and read the first one. Another excuse to buy books. Just another excuse. Replica by Jenna Black. This is about cloning and Clone Wars. A girl who falls in love with a person, and it's actually the clone of a person. Taken by Aaron Bowman. This is about a society in which all men disappear at age 18. According to Gabby, it's a very good book. Born of Illusion by Terry Brown. This is set in 1920s New York, and it's about a girl whose mother runs a magic act. She's the illegitimate child of Harry Houdini, meaning that she's very good at magic or illusion, but it turns out that she's actually a witch, and so this is why she's so good at magic. I luckily received the first book in the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy, Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson. I had won the second book from an Epic Reads giveaway, Nearly Gone by El Cosimano. This is so weird feeling. It's got this matte feeling. Let's see how it looks without the dust jacket. Ooh. It's kind of plain. This book is about a girl who is sought out to catch a serial killer. The Rules for Disappearing by Ashley Elston. This is about a girl who is in the witness protection program, who's moved all over her entire life, and she's had to change her identity, her hair color, her eye color, just her in general. I think her old life eventually catches up to her. The next two books are the first two books in the Guards of the Shadowland series, Sanctum and Fractured by Sarah Fine. I actually won both of these in a YA prize pack at a YA speed reading panel. They had about 30 minutes extra time, and so they were doing YA charades, and I guessed the hardest one, and so I ended up getting these two books in a prize pack with another book that I will show later on in this haul because all the stuff is in alphabetical order. Just One Day by Gail Forman. This is about a girl who meets a guy on a European tour. She falls in love with him in just one day. Cool story. I got to sit first row at the Gail Forman panel, which was crazy because I love Gail Forman. If I Stay is such a good book, and I can't wait for the movie. The next book is probably the one I am most excited about from this whole haul because a few days prior to the convention, HarperCollins had revealed the cover of this book and it's absolutely gorgeous. I ended up getting the arc of this book. It doesn't come out till November 4th. 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. So excited for this. It's about alternate dimensions. A girl is chasing her father's killer throughout all of these dimensions, but in one dimension, she falls in love with him, which gives her all these questions like, is it wrong? Is it okay? Should I not have fallen in love with him because he's a crazy killer in another dimension? Just the concept sounds awesome, and the cover is gorgeous, but it's just gray. I'm probably gonna tape the cover to this because I want the cover. If I love this book, I will probably end up buying the hardcover myself. Another beautiful hardcover, Blandry Park by Bethany Hagen. I've heard that this is a mix of Downton Abbey and The Selection. I've seen a lot of people hauling it because they're Penguin reviewers, and this is a book published by Penguin. I haven't seen a lot of reviews on it. A very tall paperback, Tiger's Curse by Colleen Houck. This is about Indian mythology, and I think boys can turn into tigers. This is a very tall paperback. Look how it compares to Landry Park. Like, it's taller than Landry Park, which is so odd. Like, why can't all books be one universal size? Firelight by Sophie Jordan. This book is about a girl who can breathe fire and also transfer from human form to dragon form, which is such an incredible concept. The next book I actually have 2 copies of because one I won in that prize pack from the YA speed reading panel and the other I got in a bag at RT. Scan by Walter Jory and Sarah Fine. I actually had a galley of this off of NetGalley, but now I can have it in physical form and read it. Now, the one that isn't personalized, that says, would you scan red or blue, and it's just signed by Sarah Fine, I will also probably be doing a giveaway of. Control by Lydia Kang. This was the first Booksplosion book of the month, which I actually told Lydia Kang about, and she was like, yes, I know, I saw all the updates on Twitter, and I was freaking out. This is about genetic engineering and genetic engineering of people, hence the whole test tubes thing on the front. The dust jacket is gorgeous. The next book is an arc which actually already came out in June, Hexed by Michelle Chris. This is about a girl who has everything she would like. Popularity, status, a cute boyfriend, but then something happens that makes her realize that she's a witch. I know Sasha from A Book Utopia and Ben from Benjamin of Tomes really enjoyed this book, so I'm very excited to see how it is. Shattered Souls by Mary Lindsay. Also not so very sure about what this one is about, but the cover is very beautiful. Another gorgeous hardcover, Adaptation by Melinda Lowe. I actually read the first about 100 pages on NetGalley from this, but because NetGalley is stingy with how long you can read the book, it disappeared from my tablet before I could finish it. Now I have Adaptation and I can finish it. This is basically about a lot of government conspiracies and how there are birds hurling themselves at airplanes and the government seems to be covering something up. Next is a book I am sure you all know about, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It's about an assassin named Selena Sartothian. The paperbacks of it are so beautiful. Look at the back. Look at the back. And look at the front. Look at it's so beautiful. I absolutely adore the paperback copy of Throne of Glass. The hardcover isn't so beautiful. I am so excited to read this book. Everyone's raving about it. The third book, Heir of Fire, comes out in September. Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I've only seen this book talked about a few times on BookTube, but I know it's a high fantasy. On the back it says like
Arenos, Limeros, Teosia.
See, when we get into the hard to pronounce words, we know it's going to be a high fantasy. The next book, the author was actually not at the convention, and I've already read the book, but they were giving out her book nonetheless, so I snatched it up as quickly as I could. The Archive by Victoria Schwab. I read this on my tablet and really enjoyed it. I will link my book talk down below so you can learn more about it, because the premise is a lot to explain. Renegade by J.A. Souders. This is a novel about underwater people, probably mermaids, but it's about an underwater utopian society. We know all about utopians, which are actually dystopians in disguise. Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. This is about the Cahill sisters, who are actually witches, and I think this is set during the time of the Salem witch trials. I could be very wrong, but if it is, that's very cool because I haven't read something like this in a long time. Boys Like You by Juliana Stone. Don't know much about this either. It's probably about a rock star who falls in love with a teenage girl, but what's even cooler is the book without the dust jacket. Look at it. It mirrors Time Between Us by Tamara Ireland Stone. This is a time travel book What? The only other time travel book I've read was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This is about a girl who lives in 1995 who falls in love with someone from 2012. There's so much difference between 1995 and 2012. In 95, the first cell phones were those big clunky things. Ashes of Twilight by Cassie Taylor. This is a steampunk, futuristic, dystopian, and it sounds so awesome. Look at this cover. This is a really great paperback cover. Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Genevieve Tuchulk. This is about a girl who falls in love with the devil's son. Lastly, Soul Screamers Volume 1 by Rachel Vincent. This is 3 books in one. I don't exactly know what this is about. I think it's about a girl who starts to lose her mind and flowy dresses and raised typography. That makes for a grand total of 34 books in this haul. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've read any of these books, tell me down below in the comments what you thought of them so I should know which to read first. I'm Maddie. I'll see you next time. Bye.